You waited for the apology, maybe for days, maybe for months, and it never came, not because they forgot, not because they were too proud, but because of something much darker, something psychology explains perfectly. Most people would say they just don't care about you, and honestly that's where a lot of us stop. We call them selfish, we call them cold, we move on. But here's what doesn't add up. These same people, the ones who hurt you without apology, are often kind to others. They show up for strangers. They seem warm, even generous. So if they're capable of empathy, why not with you? There's a concept in psychology called cognitive dissonance. It describes the mental discomfort we feel when our actions conflict with the story we tell about ourselves. Most people walk around believing they are fundamentally good, reasonable, fair, not the villain. So when they hurt someone, really hurt them, that belief is threatened. And the brain has two options. Option 1, admit what they did, feel the guilt, and apologize. Option 2, rewrite the story so the guilt never has to exist. Option 2 is almost always easier. So they tell themselves you were too sensitive. It wasn't that serious. You provoked it. The apology doesn't come because in their version of events, there is nothing to apologize for. But that explains people with fragile egos. What about the people in your life who seem totally normal, who aren't narcissists, who aren't manipulative? Why do even they sometimes fail to apologize? Here's what most people don't understand about empathy. It is not automatic. Empathy requires effort. It requires you to actively step outside your own experience and into someone else's pain. And most people only do that when it costs them nothing. When feeling your pain would force them to confront their own guilt, they unconsciously switch it off. It's not that they can't feel empathy. It's that feeling it, in that moment, is too threatening. So why can they be kind to strangers but not to you? Because strangers ask nothing of them. You ask them to see what they did, and that is a much harder thing to give. I want to be clear about something. Understanding this is not about excusing what they did. It is not about forgiving them on their timeline. It's about releasing yourself from waiting. The apology isn't coming, not because you didn't deserve it, but because the person who owes it to you has built a world where giving it would cost them too much. That is their limitation, not your value. Has this happened to you? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one.